feel that makes the most sense would be to put Cena in a triple threat match with the Big Show and Edge. You'd have Cena over on SmackDown for the next few weeks. He was over there. He'll be there this Friday again. They're taping it tonight. He was there last Friday. And it looks like, what would make most sense would be to put him in a triple threat match. You've got Jericho beating all these legends, all right, week after week after week, and we've said this here on WZR Radio that each week they're going to bring in another legend. Jericho's going to tear him up, punch him in the face, lay him out, and then at the end, I still feel that the biggest legend of them all, which would be Hogan or Austin, and it doesn't look like Austin's going to work a match. Hogan is open to it as long as he gets the right money offer. Hogan right now is just basically playing the Hogan politics game, where he'll tell Vince, no, I'm not going to do it, and then Vince will think about it, and then Hogan will think, hey, maybe Vince is going to offer me some more money. If I say no to the first offer, if I say no to the second offer, Vince is going to keep increasing the money, and then at the end, when I feel I have got the most that I can possibly get out of Vince, hey, I'll take the offer. So, it would make the most sense to have Hogan come in and face Jericho at Mania for a match, and that's where I see things going. That's where I see this going. So the rumors on Hogan Cena, it's not to say that it couldn't happen, but as far as current storylines, do you agree it would make the most sense to have Hogan come in and face Jericho?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It just makes no sense, and not only that, we're getting closer every week. Obviously, we get closer to WrestleMania. And
what is the point? What is the point of doing Cena Hogan?
That's what I'm saying. It makes absolutely no point. I can see a Hogan Jericho. And if you notice, and again, each week we talk about the little things that we see WWE dropping. I'm seeing a lot more Hogan clips in the last 2 weeks. Either the WrestleMania Legends promo, or just showcase of WrestleMania.
Let me say this. I don't mean to cut you off, but Donald Long, 91 in the chat, has a great point. He says you do Hogan Jericho, and then you throw in, say, Steve Austin as the special guest referee, right? So you've got Hogan versus Jericho in the match. Jericho's been shitting all over these legends. Now you have two legends. One's the referee, one's in the match with you, right? And then you could do, shoot, man, well, they'd never do this. But if they had that, they could have they could have Austin come in and try to make the count and then screw Hogan, you know what I mean? And then you could do like a Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, yeah? No, but that'll never happen. It would make for an awesome storyline, you know what I mean? Austin special guest ref jumps in, screws Hogan out of the pin on Jericho, you know what I mean? It's possible, but
it definitely makes great television if both men are working the mic, but unfortunately it probably just won't go that far. And Vince always likes to emphasize on new stuff, and seeing a Hogan and an Austin match, it's just a wrestling fan's dream come true.
Yeah, but they're not. Well, they're not going to do. They wouldn't do. First of all, I don't think they do Hogan. If they were going to do Hogan versus Austin, they'd do it at WrestleMania. It wouldn't be done. It wouldn't be done at Backlash, and they would have to start the angle there. Not that they would do it anyway, because Steve Austin, I don't think he's going to work one more match. I don't see it happening. He's in some. They put a picture of. He looks good, man. He was. There's a video of him today up on TMZ.com, and the guy, man, the paparazzi that's asking him these questions, man, is
pretty brutal.
But yeah, did you see it?
No, it's just the paparazzi are pretty brutal. Period.
He's like, the guy's asking him stuff like, so Austin, what do you think about steroids in baseball? You should know about that, man. You're in the wrestling business. You know all about steroids, don't you? And Austin's like, I don't know, just some of the questions.
You should have just given the big old what?
yeah, what? Well, he just kind of kept walking. Didn't really say much. But it's on TMZ.com. But Austin looks good, man. He looks fit and ready to go. But that's for a new movie role. JR had something in his blog a couple weeks back where he said Austin's in the gym every day, training out, not for Mania, but for a new movie role that's going to be upcoming. So that's the deal with Austin. But we'll see where they go with it, man. I think, Hogan versus Jericho makes the most sense. Speaking of Jericho, we opened up Raw. We had Piper's Pit was set up on stage. That was cool. And then we had Piper's music. Lillian Garcia did the heel turn there. Did you hear that? She says, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chris Jericho." As Piper's music was playing, she got booed out of the building for that. Poor Lillian, man. That had to be some sort of a joke, man. They messed with her. Remember when they went on the trip to Iraq and somebody dumped water on her face?
She gets a lot of stuff backstage, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
But all the announcers do. Same thing with Robert.
Referees, too.
All those guys, they're all lined themselves up to get some sort of practical joke within their WWE career. But she's been there for a while, so.
Yeah, no doubt. What'd you think about the Jericho Snuka segment?
It went over well. I mean, you all knew what's going to happen when you saw a grocery bag laying on the floor and, you thought the coconut one might happen. I mean, you all knew that something was going to happen, but it went out really well. You brought in another Hall of Famer coming in, reminiscing, anything that you can include something from the past and show some video clips. It's always good to see they really emphasize a little bit more of the detail rather than just saying, here's Piper's Pit, here comes Snuka, well, he's going to get his coconut across, he's going to get the coconut across his head again. What they did is they went a little bit more in depth and they brought some history into it. They showed clips of Piper, Snuka, wrestling, how that feud kind of came about. So for me in particular, it caught my attention quickly, especially on the start of the hour. I mean, I don't know if you noticed this, but the first match didn't happen 22 minutes within the show. I mean, 22 minutes happened, Piper's Pit, promos, interviews, and then the actual match started, which again was like 22 minutes into the show.
Yeah, usually when they do the big openings, the big long promo openings, usually they go about 15, 20 minutes when they do the big segments like that. But I thought Jericho's mic work last night was phenomenal. I mean,
right. Yep.
Awesome. I mean, the back and forth, Snuka couldn't get a word in. Not that Snuka's not good on the mic anyways, but you knew it was going to happen. Like you said, when Snuka went down and did the pose, and he was posing there for just a little bit too long, and you knew Jericho was going to come out from behind the set, pushed it on him, knocked him down, and then smushed the banana all over his face, a la Roddy Piper back in the days when Snuka was on Piper's Pit. But that was cool to see. I mean, it was a blast.
It's just so funny because when they show the old clips and you see, kind of felt like a gymnasium that went down. It had the WWF logo yellow in the background and high school bleachers all pulled in. And then when you see more of the independent shows on TV, kind of has that same type of feeling. And I think that's probably one of the things that appeal to me when I'm watching an independent show on TV. Is just it kind of gives you that old school type of feeling, atmosphere. Yeah. When it comes to wrestling, so much of the entertainment aspect of it.
No doubt. So, I mean, great opening segment, man. Monday Night Raw, I mean, like you said, went about 22 minutes, and then that led us into, we had Rey Mysterio, Mike Knox, and Kane. This is a Money in the Bank qualifying match. But I'll tell you what, I mean...
Don't tell me Knox is growing on you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Him and Kozlov, right? Both of them guys, man. But well, poor Ray. First of all, poor Ray. This poor guy. I talked about it a couple weeks ago here on WZR Radio. I mean, they throw him in. This tiny guy. They throw him in with these big guys like Mike Knox and Kane. I mean, he never gets like a one-on-one with somebody that's his own size. You know what I mean? The guy is thrown in there with Mike Knox's and Kane, and is forced to somehow work a good match. You know what I mean? But I don't know. There's something that happens on ECW tonight. Turn your speakers down for a second if you guys don't want to be spoiled. Just take me a second to say this. They have a match between Mark Henry and Santino Marella tonight on ECW, and when you look at it, you know,